day to you and ahoy, O people of the interwebs, and welcome to this week's edition of Transformer of the Week, where I'm going to be looking at this guy. This is Susanoo. It's a tank. It's Bludgeon from G1, who was one of the Pretender Juniors, Decepticons. Listen to that. Oh. So he's a tank. This is his alt mode, obviously. But he's not a pretender anymore. They've just made him a tank that turns into a robot samurai. Spoiler in that. Let's just have a look at the artwork on the box, because that is lush. That is absolutely gorgeous. I think that is probably best box artwork, if there was an award for it, and I could spit out the bloody words. This would be the best box art of the year. Absolutely just artistic, lovely, gorgeous, beautiful. Keep a word beautiful in your mind. It could be a drinking game. Take a shot or a sip every time I say the word beautiful in this video. It'll be a few times. Beautiful, man. Oh, just the steam coming out of his mouth and everything, and just the motion and the brush strokes. Absolutely gorgeous. And he does come with a little backdrop as well. You could have that. Just have that. That's how you could just display your toy if you wanted with that. Oh, gorgeous. I didn't say that. So he's got this nice clickety on the turret. Again, it's just the greens, bits of silver picked out on detail, and the lights and some of the vents. This military green contrasting with these orange metal plates. Looks kind of whack, kind of funny looking, but not that much. It doesn't look like, oh right, that's because he's got samurai armor, but it's just like he's got these orange metal plates on the side of his tank. Got this lovely tank treads, clicks and clacks. These kind of rocket pods can pivot. Not sure if his gun can really do anything. That comes off quite easily. It's only on a little finger joint, which is weird because when I first got it, it wouldn't come off at all. It took ages to actually get it off, but now it has come off. It's quite easy. So that moves. There are some little aerials that can go into this, but I've not put them on because they look very fiddly and delicate. I don't think they'll improve my enjoyment of the tank mode enough for me to warrant possibly danger in them that would still bum me out. So I think just having them not on is just a viable option. The treads don't move, but they do. They don't ambulate, but they do. There's a bit of give in them. They are actually all like swaying parts. He's a transformer. He does transform. Now I always go vehicle. That comes off. It's parts former. In theory, you could leave that on transformation. No, whatever's going to make this transformation easier for you, the better. But I'm going from vehicle to robot. I always go vehicle to robot for my preference. I prefer all toys, all transformers, all transforming robot toys to be packaged vehicle, and then for my first transformation to discover the robot within. That's what really makes me happy as a Transforms guy. He's packed in robot mode, so I have to transform into tank mode. And to transform him from robot to tank, it's a whole different story than what I'm going to happen now, and I'll tell you about that in the final thoughts, really. But just as a word of just a brief explanation, really. So it's just a case of unpegging things, really, to start off with. Where do we start? Start at the back. There we go, that's unpeg, that's flapped up. Now let's just work these out. So we start with unpegging some bits in his tracks. like so. There's some dark grey, there's some darker grey parts of the treads, and that is the show violet, where those are the bits that unpeg. Like a so. So that's all that done. Then that comes out there, that flips round up there, and we're on our way really, we're on our way. I wish that had a place where it just peg in while we're actually moving stuff around. It's a bit finicky. So we'll move this bit of armature out of the way like so, flip that round. Again, move this armature out of the way so we can get that into there. Now there's a hook and that flips that into place. You stop being up there. Then these flip around, these flip around, these bits here, these legs, these spin around somehow. There's a, I think we flip those in, spin those around like so, those flip in, alright, and those then they spin around. I don't know if we've got an extra bit of give, we can just pull out there, right. So that's somewhat almost his legs. So getting one of these here individually, we can kind of move this armature up slightly, move that foot out, move this back down again, and kind of wrap the armour around that leg, spin this round. There's a toe that pulls out here, and there's a heel that comes out, and it's metal, and I don't have any fingernails, so let me use our old trusty friend here, hopefully. Let's move that there, and then that gives it a really nice solid foot. Like so. Let's get back around, let's see if we can hopefully see more of that this time. So that flips down, the foot comes out here, this toe pulls out, and then we get this, and again no more nails, you know, so flip that out. Oh, and this armour just kind of settles back around. Flip that around a little, you can. That's giving it a nice solid base. You can get in here, you can flip out a little peg there, and might as well do it just for the sake of union on this side. Now I forgot to mention these bits here on mine, the wrong way around. So in tank mode that should have the more curved bit of armour facing outside, but they're not. They've assembled it the wrong way around, and I don't mind bashing out a pin and, you know, swapping stuff around on some transformers, but just this plastic, even though it is pretty solid, it's still like quite a high-end, pricey third-party transformer. I don't particularly want to be knocking pins out, you know, on a transformer at this level when I don't really have to, and it doesn't add that much to the aesthetic. So we push this down. So, you know, I'd rather just keep everything just a little bit safer and just it not be quite right. Talked about that one quite right. So that's pushed down. It's starting to take shape now, a lot better. Let's move these flaps. So we just get in here, separate everything that's going on there. Move these down. Move these round on a bend. Pull down his hands. This armour section is kind of goes like so. That flips up like that. Again, like so, or like that. Move this shoulder armour up so it's correct. Get these, swing them around, get these, swing them round, knock one of his plates off, but you know, that'll get picked up in a second. One's a moment. And here's one I prepared earlier. Only joking, we're still going. Same one. Oh, that'd be a visual trickery, wouldn't it? I could just like pretend to drop it and then bring it back transformed. We're getting hitting the fiddle level of this transformation. So these and these have unpegged, but they should. Peg back in quite easily if you pegged them the right way around. So pleg these back into the Susan. Ooh. And there we have Susan. Okay, let's get the head. It's hard to decide what bit to grab hold of this head and put up because these are very delicate. These backs are very delicate, so you're just going to try and get in and just get hold of that noggin and just pull it up. Cover yourself, woman. Right. There we have it. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This is just a real stunner. Just the paintwork, the breakup of colour. Mine straight out of the packaging had some chips on the paint on the die cast foot. Not ideal, especially not at this level, but just playing with this thing. Things move out of the way. You've got to repaint things to get it in a nice pose. So it's not really an action toy. It's a fiddle with and pose and find, because things pop out. You know, things might have been better if they'd just been, you know, put pins in there or whatever, rather than just relying on a friction to hold that in place. But it's got ratchets where it counts. These feet, even though chipped, just got a nice sturdy ankle tilt and toe, and because they're metal they just have a nice plant on them, and they've even gone to the effort of putting rubber strips for extra grip onto them. So they do know what they're doing, and this is the first guy. And so to have that is absolutely brilliant. So they've got a lot of attention to detail. It's just overall, it's a bit finicky, if I may use that word. Fully articulated hands with several joints in the fingers, ball joints at the end. It's got a mid bicep joint, an elbow joint. Or I was talking about tricep. I don't even know what this sounds. This is the bicep. There's at least 3 swivels in the bicep. Lots of just joints everywhere. You know, up there, that thing's fallen off again. We're not picking it up this time. So that bit keeps popping out. It could have done with being pinned in, but it's the pros and cons of this figure. Now, you can kind of sort of plug this guy back in here. There you go, for the full effect, the full look. Does get hamper articulation, it hampers movements. It pops off really easily. It's got several things it does though. So we'll do these while it's still on. But we are ultimately going to just put it to the side. So this comes out. This comes off. This comes off. This comes off. This presses. Ta-da! And these two daggers come out. So that's what this does. I mean, I often think just for these, like all this, for these 2 daggers, they could have put a bigger arsenal of weapons in there, or could have utilised this to actually fold up a lot tighter than it does, because it just gets in there and it gets rid of this waist articulation, even though the waist articulation does break up the sculpt quite a bit. If you're taking it over there, it just doesn't work because it just exposes this quite unsightly crotch that's nicely covered up. Really Susanoo's dignity with this flap. That's got lots of love. That skirt is just absolutely just so well articulated, and I love how they carried through the details of the tracks, even though this has nothing to do with the tank treads. Gorgeous. So we have weapons now. This thingamabob. So this flips down like so. This rotates down. These things peg together. Peg together. Is that Jimmy Page song? And then they go like so to make a big hand cannon that our Susan can hold. There's a slot, a very thin slot in the palm of a hand. Yeah, it's that masterpiece thing, but maybe this is slightly more specific. So with a hand cannon, this, excuse me my darling, kind of peg in to those pegs we flipped up, like so. And then this can be sheathed out of it. That's a gorgeous sword. And again, there's a bit that flips out on that sword. That is the peg. So there's 2 slots there, so you can go in either hand. So now we'll put it in the hand that doesn't have the gun in it. So now we have a fully armed and operational Susanoo. It's just beautiful, man. That is just really just a lot of fun. Gorgeous, gorgeous toy. Take these out. We'll just have a quick play with the daggers, shall we? Straight in, no problem. Knocking things on the floor, Richard. Knocking things on the floor. Let's do the time practiced on the side again. It can't help but look gorgeous. That's the thing. It's just one of those molds that's just so much play in it, so much fun to have. It does come with an alternate face in the bag of magical things that it comes with, along with the aerials and I think some peg hole covers, but I'm not really figured out where they come in. So we'll just get in here. Come on. It's scary bit, this. Get this. Give me your face. That's the alternate face. So this is a bit more based on the actual. That's quite still a robotic skeleton face. I think it's kind of, it looks like a skeleton, but by the way of it looking like a robot that kind of looks like a skeleton. This one is pure skeleton. So this is like the exclusive face that comes with the first run of the toy. Not entirely sure if there'll be a second run of the toy, but yeah, it's kind of cool. I still think I prefer this one. This one, I just prefer just the mechanicalness and the gubbins and just that open mouth expression of that one to this one. Even though this one is more like G1 Pretender shell. So yeah, I think this mechanical one is more my favourite. But yeah, he's just a lovely, lovely guy. Is Susanoo. Lovely but deadly, because you know, if you've been called Susanoo all your life, you need to know how to look after yourself in a fight. Yeah. Gorgeous. Would I recommend Susanoo? Susanoo. Well, here's the thing. A slightly scratched paintwork out of the packaging. On the foot. The robot to tank transformation is a pig. It is not fun. I thought about doing this in the video, doing that one, but it wouldn't be fun. It'd be long and it wouldn't be fun for me or for you watching it. You might think, oh, actually seeing you getting frustrated for transformation might actually be fun for me to watch. It wouldn't. It wouldn't actually be fun on that level. You know, on that meta level, it still would not be fun. There's no standout moments. There's no moments in the transformation where, you know, some kind of ergonomic flip or something, you know, this well-crafted moment that sticks out in a transformation that's just a... I can't even think of the word of it now. But there's no sexiness to the transformation. There's bits where it's just turning all these, making sure these are the right way. Everything just has to be that just so. It's not very forgiving. So if that kind of technical transformation things, it'll turn it off for you. Don't get it. Some people have had problems with QEC issues with this. Mine is fine, apart from the toe thing, obviously. Things pop off. If that annoys you, it's not for you. It's beautiful. It's been designed art first, and then done a very technical transformation to get everything just so. Yeah, it's lovely. So I'd recommend it on that. But if you're gonna transform it once, stick it on a shelf. Lovely. Get it. You know what I mean? If that's the way you collect Transformers. If you just transform it once, stick it on a shelf, it's gonna look amazing on a shelf. If you've got the time to put a bit of TLC into this guy to get to know his quirks of his design, of his where things move and where things don't move, he'll be very rewarding. But if you're in that middle level and it's like, I just want a Transformer that's fun to transform and looks good in both modes, you know, it fails on the fun to transform part. Some people, you know, it's a struggle to transform. It's a struggle to get everything pegged in the right way until you actually go through it a few times, because, you know, the instructions aren't that much help. But you need to just be able to put in the time to get to know its quirks. But it's rewarding when you do. It is satisfying when you do transform it correctly, because it's been giving you so much of a pig in the times when you haven't been able to. And the artwork on the box is just fucking amazing. Yes, Susan is this week's Transformer of the Week. Join me next week when there'll be more Transformers. There'll be more weeks. But until then, you be excellent to each other and party on, dudes. You know, because you fully well on deserve it for sitting through this and things popping off and samurai robot skeletons. Until the next time, I've been Bisto Yeti. You've been you. Shall we bump? Bisto? Visto!